We are living in a world whereby we want pattern. We want things to be done in a specific way, and when you're different, you are different, and we are not comfortable with you being different. And that's as the reason why children or person who are on the spectrum have always been in a space whereby they can't be accommodated because nobody understands them. And if there are people who understand them, not everyone is going to understand them. Autism spectrum disorder is a neurological disorder, neurological developmental disorder. It's a developmental disorder whereby it affects how someone communicates, it affects how the person behaves, and it affects how the person interacts with others. Part of their brain has been affected, and so they're not going to act the normal way we expect them to behave. And so parents who have been on this journey, who have children who have disability, like children who have autism spectrum disorder, some of the parents who have not found knowledge, who have not sought for knowledge, who don't really know what's really happening to my son or what's really happening to my daughter, they end up being in the wrong groups, whereby someone will manipulate them, will tell them, you know what, someone has bewitched your child, or you know what, there's that auntie of yours who looked at you, and you remember we had told you not to have a relationship with this person. Now this is the outcome. And so people will start blackmailing you, people will start guilt tripping you, people will start talking ill because you have a child who is on the spectrum. And so some parents who don't understand what autism is, and they find themselves having children with autism, they end up looking for solutions on the wrong space. Number one, they'll go to the witch doctor because they think the witch doctor is going to solve their problem. Witch doctor is going to make their child behave normal. The other way they look for a solution, they try to go to a prayer person, they go to a pastor, they go to a prophet, they go to an apostle. They're going to these people who will manipulate them. They pray for them. I am not against prayers. I go to church, I pray, I love prayers. The moment a person take advantage of the other person, and they know very well that they don't have the powers to take away autism out of that child or out of that person, and you insist that you're going to pray for them, and you tell them to give you money, and you take every single thing from them in the name of, I'm going to pray for you and your child will be fine soon and very soon. Of course, it's a lot of work. It's a whole project. When you have a child with disability, when you have a child who is on the spectrum, it's a whole project, because some of them have got sleepless nights. There's some parents who don't know what it means to sleep for 8 hours. There's some parents who don't really know how it feels to interact with others, because the moment they got the child and they realize that they were on the spectrum, it's a whole 360 degrees change. You cannot interact freely with others, and somehow you end up being, let me use the word cage, like you are prisoned, whereby you will have to stay here with this child 24 hours in a day, 7 days in a week, 12 months in a year. You have to be here with this child, because the child has got, sometimes they have terrible meltdowns, sometimes they have severe anger. You can't really tell. You're frustrated. The reason why you get frustrated, parents get frustrated. The parent is not frustrated that the child is crying. The most frustrating part of it is that the child is crying and you don't really know why this child is crying. You cannot put a finger. You can't really tell why is this child crying. The frustrating part is that you cannot tell why the child is crying. You're not frustrated because the child is crying. You're frustrating the reason behind this crying. And you end up looking for solutions right, left, and center. Because you are a parent, you are a mom, and you really care for your child. And there are people who will take advantage of that. Being different is something that no one wants. And I think for us to reduce this anxiety that the children might have, because there's some of the reasons why these children might have a terrible meltdown, or they become so anxious, because some of them, they don't love strangers. They don't love when you change patterns, routine. They're used to routine, the way they want things to be done. And some of them, they can't just explain how they're feeling. And the only way they can explain how they're feeling is when they cry. And here you are, you can't even tell the reason as to why. Why is my child crying? You give them a certain kind of food and they don't want that kind of food. It becomes a problem. Some of them are very sensitive to the clothes. You give them a certain type of a cloth, a certain type of material, it interferes with him and he starts throwing tantrums. The child is restless, the child is allergic to so many things, and you are as parent, you don't even know what should I do next. And so being different is not easy. Being different is not something that everyone wants to talk about. But to parents who have children with disability, to parents who have children who are on the spectrum, you know the best thing that you can ever do to your child and to do to yourself? Seek knowledge. Know what exactly is happening. You need to know and know your child. You need to know if this happens, this is going to be a trigger. Some of them are getting triggered by noise. Some of them do not like noise. And there's a neighbor who wants to play music, full blast. And you can't really go and keep on knocking that door. They might be rude to you and tell you, by the way, you can't control me in my house. And I'm just trying to make my son comfortable. I'm trying to make my daughter comfortable. Some are very sensitive to lights. That bright light, they don't like it at all. And the moment they get that light, they start being uncomfortable. They're very restless. And there we are going for a party or we go to church. By the way, find it a little bit hard. The churches that use a lot of lighting, like the lights in the clubs. And these lights, are we really sensitive to people who are on the spectrum? Because autism is here and it is staying with us. Autism is here. And the churches are there. The noise is too much. They're playing drums and they're playing guitar. All the musical instruments are being played at the same time. And the lights are flashing red, yellow, green, blue, white. And the environment is chaotic for this child or this person who is on the spectrum. But there we are praising God. It's okay. I don't have a problem with you praising God, but I have a problem when you are not sensitive to the people who are around you. When you're not sensitive to the people who are around you. When you're not caring enough to just think of this mom who just wants to pray and wants to listen to the word of God, but they can't because the child is restless. The environment is chaotic. The environment is making this child to be anxious. I'm having a problem with the matatus that are in Nairobi town nowadays. Full music. Kelele kila mahali. It is noise. It is noise. That's no longer music. And I'm just wondering, how comes we are silent and yet there are people who are suffering because of this noise? I want you to imagine the people who are having migraines, like they're having terrible headaches. They just want peace. But because they can't afford their Uber, it forces them to board this matatu, and the matatu, boom, nduru ndio hiyo. Sometimes you're just unwell, you want to rest. But you get into this matatu and it is boom, music, it's loud. And I know you're going to tell me, Juliet, why don't you get your own vehicle? It's okay. It's not about me getting my own vehicle. It's about us being sensitive to the people who are around us. It's about us knowing that people are on different level. The people who can afford matatu, the people who cannot afford Uber, the people who cannot afford even a bike, Bolt, you call it. And so, we need to be very sensitive. The music is loud. And some of us are becoming even deaf. It's our ears are being spoiled. Unashuka kwa matatu na ni nduru. Kelele. Ni nduru. But there we are saying that we are inclusive. Inclusion is a big word. And people should not misuse this word. When you are inclusive, you need to take care of the neighbor. Please take care of that neighbor. You don't have to know their name for you to be sensitive around them. Some of them are hiding, like, let me use that word, like they're tired of being judged. They're tired of people discussing them. They're just tired of people talking about every single thing that they don't even understand. And what they choose to do, take a rest and sit in the houses and relax. Because they're tired. They're tired of being judged. They're tired of people not understanding them. They're tired of being seen like you are not a good mom. And let's get back to church. We want order in the house of the Lord, right? Yes, I know we want order in the house of the Lord. And you find that there's a child who is so restless and the mom cannot sit. But because we want order, the mom decides, like, I will not come to church with my son. I will not come to church with my daughter because, you know what? I'm not needed there. I'm not needed there. So, why would I go? The place is not accommodative for us. Are we inclusive? Are we thinking of these people who are on the spectrum? Are we thinking of these people who have silent disability that they cannot even express it? Are we sensitive to our environment? Are we even kind to ourselves, actually? Because for you to be kind to your neighbor, you have to be kind to yourself. Think about spectrum. Think about autism. Think about this mom who is struggling 24 hours a day just to have peace. But here we are, we said, we vowed, you'll know no peace. You'll know no peace. We are going to play music. And it's upon you. That's your problem. I have paid the rent, so I'm going to play music. This is my house. You'll know no peace because I am here. I'm going to make noise. I'm going to walk in with different kind of people in the environment. It's upon you. If you feel uncomfortable, that's your problem. I don't care. This is a matatu that I'm making sure that I'm going to play music. I don't care. Are we sensitive to these children who are on the spectrum? Are we kind to our neighbors? Are we kind to ourselves as well? Think about it. Don't take advantage of that mom who is who is trying to look for a solution for the son. Don't take advantage of that dad who is always overthinking, and the man is going crazy because he doesn't have a solution to the son. He wishes my son would be the same like others. The husband is wishing my wife would have understood me. I wish we were in this together. It's not easy to be a parent to a person with disability. It's not easy for you to be a mom to a child with disability. It's not easy. Like literally, it's not easy. And parenting does not come with a manual. And disability does not show up with a manual. It doesn't. No day does it ever show up with a manual. Hey, hi, I am autism spectrum and this is how you control me. Hi, this is deafness, I am deafness and this is how you do it. Hi, this is cerebral palsy and this is how we do it. Disability does not show up with a manual. And the only thing we can do is to try to be sensitive. Try to care. Try to care. Just try to care. It's okay. You can pray for them. But don't have these weird prayers that make someone question their faith in God. And I know sometimes it interferes with our faith in God. But let's seek knowledge. Let's know what we are dealing with first. Let's just understand, who am I? Who is my child? And how does this thing affect her and affect him and affect people around me? Think about it. I'm Juliet. Nice time.